All right, I think we're live. We are live. And just need to find, there. Okay, we're live on YouTube. Hi, everyone. It's crazy enough. It's the 208th day of the year 2021. You may have noticed that I use those in the titles on the YouTube channel. I think it's kind of interesting to keep track of the day of the year. Few people know what that means in the title, but that's what's going on. It's day 208, year 2021, and just helps me keep a sense of the march of time. There are 157 days remaining in this year, so what are you going to do with it? So next thing, we're going to do this call today. So I don't know who wants to volunteer to go first. As I said, I overslept a little bit this morning, so I'm going to leave my camera off for a minute while I at least wake up a little bit and turn it over to my fine colleagues to kick this meeting off. So please go for it.
Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. And then I'll head over to Nikki. Hi folks. Good seeing everyone. So update on, of course, our big project happening with bringing the EXOS token to market. Najib's with us. I'm sure he'll give us a little bit more of an update, but lots of activity happening with staking front end. That's nearly done. There's a lot of testing happening in the testnet at Ropeston, including some good security testing. And yeah, things are moving along. Of course, little bumps in the road, which I'm sure Najib will get to. But on that, I think we're still on track, which is great. Core treasury wise, we did finally approve and fund the sway proposal for the EXOS prize, which I think, as everybody knows, that event is happening online in 2 days from now. So I hope to see everybody there. So there are about 120,000 EXOS up for grabs for all the winners. So good luck to all those who have been nominated. And again, if you want to join us on the Treasury, there's still an opening there. We do have some people that have expressed interest, so you may see some new faces at future meetings here with the core team meeting as well as our weekly Treasury meeting. Other than that, there was no OpenExO Developer Network meeting last Friday, so we're going to connect with everybody next month in August. And I think that's pretty much it from my side. So over to you, Nikki.
All right, thank you. Well, we have the EXOS Academy going under a renaming because we're going to actually build something bigger and better and much more expansive, and that's the EXO Academy. And so we're going to rename that little Bitcoin, basically blockchain, cryptocurrency, and decentralized finance version of the Academy into something else and let the community vote. So as a true DAO would, we're going to put up a survey and everybody gets to help us name the education content for that leg. We're also fulfilling the Academy and testing this software, and it's work in progress, but Angelo's been very steadfast in getting that underway. So hopefully we can present something in the near future that'll help us kind of get the lay of the land on how we're going to educate and onboard people. Which brings me to the role that's available. We've got an onboarding role, which is customer support, onboarding people to come into the community and start to utilize the tokens, the marketplace, anything that is exponential. And so we're hoping to bring in that role fairly quickly. And if not, we will start to pepper it with one hire at a time, but there's room for 3 or 4 people. Working on the EXOS to EXOS onboarding and storyline and infographics to go with it so that people have an idea of how to exchange their EXOS to the wrapped token once we do get on a public exchange, which is coming. And I think Kent can update us a little bit on that, perhaps. Other than that, we hope to have a booth at the Thursday event for the EXO Prize. I'm hoping Najib, you or one of your cohorts can staff a wallet, sort of a tech booth if you could. I was online yesterday with somebody who was working in a Chromebook and working in Linux, and we got stumped. So we're going to need some help on getting through that particular issue or anything else that comes up. Other than that, I think that's it. So let's go to Vanessa and then Angelo.
Hi, good morning. Let's see here. Let me share the stats of this week. We got a new members on the Discord channel, followers, excuse me, on Twitter, and LinkedIn, and our circles, the EXO Economy and OpenExO Community keeps growing, sharing all the events that we have, all the articles that I find related to everything that we're working on as far as innovation, exploration organizations, and continuing to share that and spread the word about everything that we're all about. And that's all I got. Cesar, can you go next?
Yeah, sure. As I was mentioned, today is the second anniversary for Rutanio. So I think it's great here to celebrate also for our sister economy. And the team is preparing a different sets of events. They are launching an Instagram campaign now with some giveaways with some members of the community and some rutas. Then later they will be doing something on Discord as well. From the promotional perspective, they have an in-person event planned for Friday, and they have a series of tech talks during this month and next month, starting tomorrow. So you will be hearing a lot about Rutan in the coming weeks. And then on Miami, it's not related to the Miami DAO, but it's a lot of activities here in Miami. I don't know if you check the news, but in the news now, the mayor of Miami is supporting a local Miami coin, and it's a lot of stuff going on in Miami. So we keep a close and open dialogue with our partners here. So I will keep you posted. The next activity in Miami is planned for September, and it will be a DeFi hackathon where EXOS is planning to be part of it. And Salim will be also participating in that event. That's all. So we can go then with Najib.
Yes, as Eric mentioned, we are working on the gateway. We are almost there. We have a small bump in the road. During our testing, we found, actually it was not part of the testing, that it was something that the Ethereum community released. Well, it was released on 2 years ago, and is what they call the improvement, the EIP 1559, that is related to the fees. Even that it was released in 2019, it was only notified 10 days ago that they would be live on August 4 on the mainnet, which is a short period of time. Not that much documentation. What means with that is basically the community will learn with their own fees. It's very common on Ethereum. We are not too happy with that we learn with our own money, but anyway, that's the way that it is. And basically it is the structure of the fees for the gas. It's supposedly to be less random. Right now it become more and more that people can pay in some time 100 times more on fees that the same person on the same block, and it has been a lot of friction there. They finally just come in an agreement that is going to be August 4. We didn't want to go in a dark with that, and we are doing some of the changes that we need to accommodate there. The issue that we are finding is each block is 13 seconds, and we need to calculate that our transaction is not going to be at the end of the 13 seconds. Then we go on the beginning. In that sense, we have some computational time in that sense, because just very quickly, basically the fees are going to be changed. That if the past block is full, it's going to increase 12.5%. If the last block is empty, it's going to be minus 12.5%. Then it's not randomly the fees. It helps, but the problem is everyone is changing the API. Everyone is accommodating, because after the August 4th, that is going to be live, and it's already approved. Everyone is running on that. If you are not according with that, you may be ending with a transaction that it may take 6-8 hours because you didn't know. Then basically that is not a big deal, but it requires some extra work on our side, especially that we are working on the dark. All the APIs people that we are working with, they are on board with that changes too. and we are there too. We will expect, actually, we are working and did some changes yesterday and some testing yesterday, that for the end of this week, we have done that part. In that sense, we want to be on mainnet with the gateway on August first week. But for that time, we can just be with this EIP 1559 live on the mainnet too. Then we were not expecting this one to happen in these past 10 days, but it is what it is, and we will go live with that. Then hopefully next week we will be doing some testing live here with testnet, just aiming to go mainnet and the following week. That's pretty much from my side. I don't know if anyone has any questions. If no, I will go with you, Kevin.
Awesome. So right now, pretty much all I'm focusing on is the event, which is happening in a few days on Thursday. So if you haven't signed up to attend, please do go ahead and do that. Really, there's going to be some of course, celebrating like amazing things that community members are doing, which is awesome. Of course, all the winners will be receiving EXOs. I think, as Eric said, I caught the end of that as I came in late, since my Zoom decided to just crash. So that's really exciting. And then there's also some cool announcements as well. So do join us. That's going to be awesome. We did close out the Solbrea EXOS applications. So Wellways, the company that has created Solbrea, which we are working with under the guise of EXO Health, we put out an application to our community to get a Solbrea device using EXOS, and we are hopefully going to be able to send about 170 devices. We're just trying to figure out with Wellways around some of the logistics, because these devices need to be kept in the fridge. So it's, you know, it is there's a bit of complexity, but we're going to do everything we can, you know, to drive that as our first action with EXO Health, and involving the economy as we go, which is pretty cool. And I think that's everything from my end. Perhaps Lisa wants to share.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So EXO Insight has been gaining some momentum. We've got some new writers on the site, got a few more coming hopefully this week. So I've added a subscribe button on the chat that will hopefully land on the YouTube channel. So yes, and we got new writers, new larger audience. Well, we've had well over 500 views, which is great, since we haven't really officially launched, just done a soft launch. The book project is going as expected. We are going to have a case study party on Friday. So there'll be an calendar invite coming out. We just have like hundreds of case studies, and it'd be great to get the community to help, or curators to help, just kind of figure out which would be the best, and not just tell us, you know, hey, we want, you know, Clubhouse for community. We want to know why you think Clubhouse should be like maybe the top one or middle one, or like last night I was doing research on Rome research and found out that like just this year, they asked their users in a crowdfunding campaign. They did a 500,000 campaign, and in one day they raised $1.6 million just from their community. So it'd be great to just get more stories. We have a lot of names. We just need the more details for the book. So case study party this Friday. That's it. Angelo?
Yes, I'm here. I'm next. Well, I just want to compliment that what Nick said is related to the Concept Academy. It will be evolving in other kind of educational, we don't know yet, because we're going to ask the community what will be the name of the educational system that we're trying to provide to the community. Basically, we are dividing this in 4 key areas, the wallet and the token, blockchain, DeFi, and DAO. And yeah, we will be working support in terms of the syllabus that we are trying to organize to deliver for you through the platform that we are looking with the IT labs. And there's a learning process over there because we are using another kind of platform, and this platform requires some time, some dedication, and some, you know, it's a process, and we are working on it, and we will be bringing some more people in terms of designing the content and also for the video editing. We have the 4 first unit, which is very good. Thanks for Jay, thanks for Jerry. They did it, is very good. But we are having a lot of information, and all of this blockchain world is evolving every day, every day. And you cannot get the final momentum, but I think we are so close to deliver the first stage, and after that we will be evolving, you know, as exponentially they evolve, we are evolving too. And yeah, from the other side, I'm working with the Edugascar community that is from Spain. They are based in Barcelona. As I mentioned the last week, I'm supporting them in terms that they can bring the UNG, the ONG, to the SWAY proposal. You know, we are in that bridge right now. And I think maybe in the next weeks, we're going to see Edugascar proposal in the SWAY platform soon. And that's all from my side. Any question, please feel free to answer. To ask, sorry.
Is that everyone?
Jill, but she's got child in lap. Don't know if she
Oh,
can talk.
okay. Maybe the baby's ready to get some EXOS.
I'm the same as Kevin. I've just been busy with the awards this week. So yeah. So Lisa, looking forward to your booth, and the same, Nikki. Please just email me with the booth information and what you want, so we can set that up by Thursday. That's
Beautiful.
it from my side.
Nikki, one question. When is the event?
It's this Thursday, and your time, it's from noon to 3 p.m. So if you can spare an hour or even be there
Okay, thank you.
off and on the whole time, that would be awesome.
Is already on Hop the invitation or the event? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Kevin, you could post the link again to the registration. Oh,
It's
I've
in the-
posted the link in the
thanks,
chat.
Jill.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jill. And if you want, if somebody could, I can post that over on YouTube as well. All right. So as I said, I've been getting I'll wave and say hi here. Let's see if this comes on. Yeah. Okay. So off to a little bit of a slow start this morning. The only thing that I will update today, there are many things going on right now, but relevant to this call right now and of primary importance is our continued focus on the liquidity portion of the original kind of triad of goals we set for the EXO economy of which was liquidity. So the number one thing that we can do right now as a community is start to drive EXOs into public markets to get that sort of recognizable, I hesitate to say this, but it's just such a can of worms, but the people want public validation of price, right? So and they want fungibility for the token in public markets. So to that end, what we have decided to do, and it's just a quick reminder for everybody who maybe didn't see last week or the week before, or the 8 event town hall series, or the 87 or 1,000 times we've talked about this. The goal is to get the token into public markets. in order to go into public markets, it requires community. You really, you can pay your way into public markets, but it doesn't matter. The community has to basically pull a token like ours into public markets, and it needs to be supported, of course, by the team and by all the developers and the community members and everybody that's a part of the economy. So if you hold a single EXOS token, that's you're in the mix, and you probably want to see the token go public. The first bit of that we've been working so hard on, and especially the Fluid Chains team has been working so hard on these last months, is getting live with a wrapped token version on Ethereum that's tradable on Uniswap. That, according to Najib's update earlier, is imminent in, it sounds like, days. When that's live, it'll be time to go and to learn and to play. And we've set things up to be safe for the community, as safe as possible, to do things like that. The DeFi space is unique and strange, and you need to check that out. But that's only like half the equation. The other equation is what we call centralized exchanges, or CEXs. I'm really happy to report that I believe I may have found a viable path for a centralized exchange listing that this community can support and probably leverage in a reasonable way that we can afford as a community to do. And that is something I'm also very excited about. I cannot give you an exact time. That'd be something I'm often advised not to do from my position in a regulatory position. However, I can tell you soon is the answer. We want to do this soon, and this would really complete, at least in a first stage, the march toward liquidity for the EXOS token, which has had a longer journey than most tokens, admittedly, getting to public markets, but by design. So, you can agree or disagree with that path. However, that is the path we chose, and it's the path we've been on, of building utility first, right? And getting distribution out there first, so that the tokens, as they go public, would be in the hands of the right people. The right people are the members of the OpenExO community who are doing things that are changing the world. Those are the very ones that we'll be celebrating on July 29th at the event. So we spent a few years getting the tokens into the right people's hands, using them in our own marketplace. And now we're spending a few months getting the token into public marketplaces. So if you're ready for that, then that's good news for you. And if you're one of the impatient ones that always think it should have been done yesterday, then I'm really happy to say that soon we'll have that for you. So it's a good thing. And I think that I think it'll be it may not be like a giant fireworks display when it actually happens, but that's okay. The real fireworks come when the community starts to interact with the public marketplaces and do exchanges, and all token acquisitions that are not through work, right, which is through the marketplace or peer-to-peer exchange, will happen in public marketplaces. That's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. It's an absolute seismic shift of what it means to be in the EXO economy and to hold the EXOS token. So it wouldn't be a popular statement probably, but the price is not the most important thing to me. The fact that it gets live is the most important thing, and that we interact with it, and demand drives price in public markets. So it'll be up to us to make the token work in those public markets. And so I'll just say that again and again. Its success is not up to me or anybody even on this call alone, or any of that. It's literally on how we all come together as a community and help move the token into the public markets and make it have activity in those marketplaces. So that's all I'll say about it today. It's literally the one thing that I am really focused on and pushing on. And then we've made a lot of progress this month in July. So I'm happy about that, and I hope others are happy to know that that's coming too. So we blaze through project updates today, so that's awesome. I'm going to stay quiet every time we do this moving forward. We have 28 minutes remaining in the meeting. Does anybody want to step up on the podium because you have something that you've noticed or sensed or you think needs to improve? Gosh, Nikki, I feel like, or Eric, I feel like there was something I talked with one of you about that we were going to bring up and in the agenda round. I can't remember right now. But I did just get my morning coffee, so maybe it'll come to me in a moment. Anybody?
I have a quick request. I have a trouble ticket in Discord on the Linux conversation. So if Najib or one of you could go take a look over there, we need an answer for one of our.
I think I answered a few days ago. Let me see, because I answered to someone that
you answered
I think
to
was
Ryan. Yes, you answered to
Kevin.
Ryan C. But those directions were beyond our skill set to fix. It was some manual dependencies that needed to be installed on their own, and that was like, so we just.
The Linux user wasn't
yeah,
able
but
to do that.
If you go, someone open a console and type exactly those commands, that's going to install the dependencies.
But those commands weren't clear. This is somebody who has no programming skills whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, open the terminal and copy paste line by line there. That's it. We can invite the person on Thursday to the tech call, and more than happy to assist there.
Okay, yeah, we just got a blank screen. We didn't have a place to paste anything.
Okay, yeah, we can.
So if you're a Linux user and you don't know how to do.
This is somebody that didn't have Linux. This is the way to get the wallet to work on a Chromebook, because it doesn't take the Mac version or the.
Oh no, but then let's go here deeper, because we haven't tested. We are very open to just to see that. I know Chrome has their own stuff, but we are Linux. I haven't tested on Chrome, to be honest. And say Windows, Mac, and Windows, Mac, and Linux, we have plenty to support, because each of them represent. Mac are like a 6th version, Windows is for all the stuff, and if it was not enough, Linux is another 10 flavors. It's like between all of those three, easily we are supported 13 platforms. That, then I cannot guarantee that we can support 14 is my question here.
Okay, yeah, it was just unclear because, go ahead.
Yeah, Nikki, when somebody's running a non-formally supported operating system, it's going to be on them. To make it work. What we can do is show how it works in another similar operating system like Linux. And what you have to do if you want to make it work, you just got to commit to this. And if you're not particularly technical, it's going to be hard. And I know this isn't like good news for an individual user, but it is the truth. And so when you see that list of dependencies, because you're in an unsupported operating system, you've got to note down all of those dependencies, and then you've got to go through the process for your operating system of satisfying all those dependencies. And once you've done so, because Chrome is actually also a flavor of Linux, a Chromebook is a flavor of Linux, you then will be able, once you've satisfied all the dependencies using whatever package manager or manual installations you have to do in that operating system, be able to attempt to run the software that you are trying to run. And oftentimes, frankly, it'll work. In a situation like that, but it can take a long time to get all those dependencies satisfied. It's not easy. What we've had people do in the past here, and this is many moons ago, we've seen people come up and support. For example, there was a gentleman in our network who wanted one of the wallets to run on a Raspberry Pi. And I assure you that the process that person went through is exactly what I just described. Of trial and error, getting all the dependencies satisfied, then running the software, making sure the permissions are right, and they got it to work. But this is not if you want to support some other operating system, you have to commit to that process. And if you don't have the skills to do that, then you have to find someone to help you that does. And Najib's just made a pretty generous offer. I would really suggest that person show up on the 29th, and maybe there can be a little side gig going.
Awesome.
Where we look at Chrome, but again, as an unsupported operating system at this time, really needing community support.
Don't get me wrong, on Linux we support like a 6-7 flavors, but Linux is like a 20, and then but we don't have the bandwidth to do all of them, to be honest. We have plenty only with dealing with all the changes that Mac and Windows are doing for these days. But ourselves, we are actually very active. We are looking forward very soon to have all those dependencies into a package that is very easy to install. For Linux is what I mean. And we already look into, because hey, we are the first users on Linux are ourselves. We ourselves support 7. We use 6 ourselves different flavors. But Linux and Microsoft C#, they have some issues there and some libraries. Then that's where the bump in the road, and we decide that we're going to do something. But again, we are the first one that we want that to happen. But that is no guarantee that it's going to be another flavor there that we
I have a hey, Najib. I was thinking. I went back to the GitHub repository to look at the data that's there, and I found a repository that you made 2 years ago that we didn't really use. We never ended up using it for documentation. We could make that repository public as well or something, and if people wanted to drop in pull requests for alternate operating systems that they've figured out how to run, then we could have it public there. So we can definitely support in that way, Nikki, and a variety of things like that. So just let me know and we'll go from there. But the idea is that for us to get broader operating system support for our wallets, it will require community to step up and do that testing.
Like I can mention one with the migration. This person that did the Raspberry Pi, he did it, and he did it actually. We include all his code in the main repository for everyone to be able to do it. And he wants, and he to do it on C#, and then it's the same path. Now with the new code, he wants to do it.
Yeah. And this is a good conversation to have as we do more onboarding with the community in charge, where they just have a better understanding when they hear you guys banter about this, because I didn't know. And so instead of just not getting an answer, now we have an explanation that helps the path and the user journey be a little bit more complete.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff too. Like you could, if you don't have a supported operating system, you could use the Discord wallet. It's a little weird, or you could use a paper wallet, right? I mean, if you really just need a wallet, like right now, I mean, protecting it, managing it is a different beast. It's not going to be online. It's going to be a lot harder for you to manage and use. But there are all kinds of ways to be able to receive and store EXOs. And in the future, I hope to see tighter integration with the OpenExO platform. I hope to see possible web wallets, support for commercial wallets. Like it'd be great if EXOS was in something like Coinomi or something like that. But we're not there yet. Sometimes people forget that this project is only about 3 years old, and we're still pretty small team. So we hear you, everybody. We're sorry we don't have everything everywhere all the time yet, but it is something that we do hear you.
Yeah, and we had one other question from a community member as well, and wonder if we're going to have the wallet available in a browser window.
That's what it's
like.
Yeah.
But there is no current plan.
And it's very quick. What is so short, quick answer to that is even the one that we deal with MetaMask is a bunch of issues on security, and basically the limitation on that is the browser itself has some limitations on the capacity, and that's the major limit right now, or the bottleneck. And the other thing that people is a little bit not aware of is like, hey, the browser, you can share many other applications, and there is, for this moment, people is exploding. For example, the most common wallet is Ethereum. For Ethereum is MetaMask, and there are some people is stealing their tokens because it's cross. People, can use the browser for some other things. Then at this moment, it's not. And we always have been looking for something that is easy for the user. The browser is a very good point, but I think at this moment security is on top of that.
Awesome.
And Angelo is sharing some of the articles on these past days. Yesterday there was some stealing people on MetaMask and all the noise that is always bringing with this kind of news.
So Najib, what is the latest update on the Android wallet? Is that working? Because it could be an alternative.
We have still the wallet, but it's HD wallet for Android. Yeah, that's true. It's still up there. And actually, some sister economies are using that for all the events because they can do that combine what just can say for the people that is not aware of the paper wallet. You can go on the web and just do paper.exos.to, and there is the paper wallet. It will generate the code. And actually, even you can turn off the internet when you do that after you got on that page, or you can download the entire code and it will generate your wallet there locally, and you can use paper wallet combined with the Android application that is for Android right now. That's the only version that we have right now.
Now for Android, the smartphones, it's not Chrome, but it's Android smartphone. So if he has an Android smartphone, that could be another alternative.
Yeah, and I also hope that we can find there are a number of commercial mobile wallet providers, and I've been speaking to one in particular most recently. There's been a few over the years, but I've been speaking to one gentleman in particular recently, relatively new to the market, but they have a nice mobile wallet, and they just flat out said to me, we'd love to have EXOS supported in our wallet. So that could be a path as well, to alternate forms of wallets that are secure and managed. And in other words, we'd be using their efforts, staff on demand, to the EXO economy for a mobile wallet that is supported across multiple mobile operating systems. Because that alone is just a giant project. You have to really be dedicated to that. And so, and then when I asked him, I said, we're a proof of stake. I said, are you even thinking that you'd want to support staking on a mobile environment? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, exactly, right? So these kind of fun things. It's not exactly necessary specification, but it is one of those things that we have been pursuing and have not forgotten. So it's good topics, Nikki. And by the way, I love that you're bringing community questions into this period of the meeting. This is exactly right. This is what we want to do. And I hope the community remembers that you are welcome to join this meeting and observe and participate, especially in the agenda round period, which is usually the second half of the meeting, if we don't run too long on updates. And then also, of course, you can watch this. We live broadcast this, whether we want to or not, every time. And that's because it's meant for the community, right? This is not some closed door session. We broadcast and share everything. So you can pop questions into YouTube as we go, and myself or Kevin, who monitor that usually, will pop the questions over. In fact, I should go look right now. No, there are no questions in the YouTube channel to bring over. So I really want people to know that, to see. So if you're not, we get right now somewhere in between 40 and 50 downstream views of this, of these recordings. And that's not so many, right, for the size of our community. But I do know that the people who watch those really appreciate the fact that they're recorded and shared because they live in other time zones and places like that. So just know that, there are so many different ways to get your questions in here to this meeting every week. And if you want to join this meeting, I do not publish like the Zoom ID out publicly. In fact, I change it periodically because we've been Zoom bombed before, and it's very unpleasant when that happens. And so this meeting will be kept this way, but anyone that has a profile on the OpenExO platform and is a member of this community and is trying to or already has EXOS is welcome to join and observe this meeting and participate and talk about how they're using them. You just need to contact me or Nikki or Eric and let us know that you'd like to join in. We're here and we're very open and mostly nice and welcoming. So, yeah.
One comment I wanted to just make is someone actually just reached out to me on LinkedIn. I put in the link in the chat from a company called CoinGate, who is based in Vilnius, doing a payment gateway for blockchain payments. What's the best way for me to route him somewhere? Should they be routed somewhere?
Well, that's interesting. So they want to sell us or have us use something, right, that they have that might be beneficial.
Obviously, yeah.
I have no idea. If they want us to look at that, then the right way would be for them to make a sway proposal to use their software in the EXO economy. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but it shouldn't be one person's decision. Now, oftentimes these types of things will come my way, and I'll have the meeting and I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay, I see no path for that in the short term. But I also would not try to block someone from coming here and spending 5 or 10 minutes talking about something if they truly believe, not just because it's sales, right? But if they truly believe that they have a product or service that could make the EXO economy better, then we want to hear about it. And I'd like for this group to hear about it. And so I would make that offer, I think, as a try, right, and see what happens. Now, there's a Pandora's box there because there are way more of them wanting to sell something than there are of us. So we could end up booked out into Kingdom Come for people trying to sell things to the EXO economy here in this meeting. It's a bit of a tricky one, Kevin. We don't exactly have a group of people to filter that right now. So I would suggest that they just need to demo to me or to you or to Nikki or to Eric maybe, and that would be okay. But we'd want to keep those types of demos to 10 minutes with 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A, because there are a lot of them. We just, I get 5 or 6 a week. Okay. So, most of them I don't even reply to anymore. But if it's something really cool, then yes, we absolutely want to know if you're one of those mobile wallets out there that wants to help support. But we have a payment system that our community uses called Data as well. So there's also already a payment system in place. Again, maybe we learned something here. Maybe it's awesome. I really wouldn't want to shut it down without knowing anything, right? So, and more, I'm not so sure if I can shut things down like that. And the more public we become, the more the tokens in the public marketplace, the less any one person will be able to sort of stop such things.
Yeah, I would like to suggest all of the wallet that are planning to be decentralized, and that will be one of the efforts that we are trying to align in terms of our effort to be in a DAO and also use services as DAO. That could help us to understand all of the current wallet ecosystem.
Walking the talk, as we say.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I'm answering it that way. It's like I can't say, oh no, I'm not interested, right? We have to say that, right, collectively, and that's why Sway was put there. So, anybody can envoy something into Sway. If you find something out there in the world like this needs to be looked at, that's where you put it. Those are our first baby steps at governance. And last time I counted, 26 proposals had gone through Sway. And an awful lot of EXOs have made their way out into the world, right? In that way. And it's awesome. Like I just 2 days ago, I was sitting down reading, this is Sunday, I was reading through the closed Sway proposals, the successful ones, the one that worked. And it blows my mind. I'm just amazed to see it. So if you don't even know what I'm talking about and you're watching this, and you haven't seen Sway, then you need to go look at the ones that have gone through the process and ask yourself, how did that happen? And it happened because someone had an idea, they wanted to push it through the system, they brought it to a group, they presented, that went out to the broader community, voting ensued, and over time we've made the voting harder. It's much harder right now to get a proposal through Sway than it was originally by design. And this community said, yes, we would like to see that happen. And it got effectively funded in EXOS and supported by this community. And that's amazing. It's amazing. That's what we want. So definitely go check those out. What else? Nikki, those are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Ken, maybe now that the tech team is upgrading the gateway to the new version of Ethereum supporting EIP 1559. So we will be up there with the latest of the latest. And as you mentioned, we need to prepare for the liquidity. So what the community can start doing to help on that liquidity process and the liquidity pool. Okay. I think it will be good to talk a little bit about it now, so people
Okay,
can start,
good one.
start helping.
That's a good one. All right, so okay, so the number one thing is when you make a liquidity pool, what you want to see in the pool is liquidity. What does that mean? It means that people are taking, it means that people are doing a couple of things, right? They're pairing Ethereum. So if you're a person out there, you're on Ethereum and you've got ETH, then you have the option of becoming a part of the liquidity pool. And in becoming part of the liquidity pool, there'll be things like mining. There's ways to do mining and earn WEXOs, right? Which are then, liquid and tradable in that pool on Uniswap. And there's ways to provide liquidity with your Ethereum for a return. That's what you do on Uniswap. So you need to be thinking right now, while we're going through all the testing, about getting some Ethereum into a MetaMask wallet so that you're ready, getting your EXOS staged up into the most recent version. You'll always have to have the most recent version for this. Right now, I guess that'll be 1.0.22 when that comes out, Najib. And you'll be wanting to put some of your EXOs in that wallet and run them through the gateway process so that you generate WEXOs and get those WEXOs into MetaMask. So now you've got your WEXOs in MetaMask, you've got your ETH in MetaMask. Now you're ready to play and to be able to leverage the liquidity pool. And by putting ETH and WEXOs in Uniswap, you're actually providing liquidity in a sense to the pool. So what we will be doing and what the community has to do is start thinking about how do we attract people to provide liquidity to our pool? Well, they need to know a lot about us if they want to do that. They need to know what EXO is all about, what OpenExO community is doing. They're going to need to learn about all these incredible proposals. I mean, it really is a marketing and a PR effort as much as it is a technology effort to get that liquidity in there. And we would like to find some larger ETH holders in that $50+ billion worth of liquidity that's out there in DeFi on Ethereum to come and play in order to, they're going to get something out of it, right? It's not like altruistic. They earn a yield, right? Through staking and through rates of return. I don't anticipate our liquidity pool to be the most exciting, highest yielding liquidity pools on the planet. That's really just not our goal. But we want ours to be something that's very long-term stable and investing in, people who are participating in our pool should be knowing that by doing so, they're helping to invest and transform the world for a better future by supporting the EXO economy effectively. And so there's this type of messaging that we need to start to get out, Cesar, and really it's going to be like, there's a drum beat that we're going to have to start to hit, like a cadence, right? That's just never ending in order to grow the attention to the pool and the trading pair, ETH, WEXOs. And that's the beginning. I think it's going to start pretty slow, Cesar. I don't think, in fact, we're even putting limits and governors in place at the beginning to make it a safer place and a fairer place for our own community to play, right? So not just like some whale out there can come in and sort of take the game. We're doing things to level the playing field. And so, Nikki, I'd asked you, I think we need to get another call together and it's to talk about these very things. And it needs to be focused on once the pool is live, I think we should run, like, if we can even do this safely and securely, somehow show the end-to-end working, that's kind of the next step, Cesar, and knowing that it's going to be a stepwise thing. It's not like one day it's zero and the next day it's billions of dollars. No, it's really going to be a process that we have to grow into. And then if we combine that with the centralized exchange stuff that I was talking about earlier, and we will, that's going to be pretty exciting actually, because they don't directly connect, but they can play off each other. But ultimately, the success of this pool is about us tapping into a larger global crypto community through a Uniswap interface tied to the EXOS gateway that goes through our core wallet that ties back to the EXOS main blockchain, right? So we need to draw pictures of that. We need to really show how to do it. So. I don't know. I think we just need to, I guess, long story short, we need to find a handful of people in our community with some ETH and some EXOs that would like to do the first experimentations. Is really, we just need that first kind of group of pioneers that would like to play.
So I am able to play, Kent.
Awesome.
I am able to play. Just I need the contract and all of that stuff that I know the Najib is working on it. And after that, we can start playing and also recording the way that we are doing the transition between EXOS, WEXOS, MetaMask, Uniswap, all that stuff.
Yep, exactly. And I think that's the key. So Angelo is going to be one of the folks in that pioneer group. I know there are other folks out there that have expressed interest. There are some third-party folks who are part of this project tangentially who have expressed interest. And once we're up and operating and we're all sort of giving it the thumbs up, and then we need to look out into the world at other Ethereum folks, and we're going to need to do some work, right? We got to go tell them, hey, did you know about this trading pair? Have you ever heard of this? That really is how it's going to happen, and it will happen more the more we make it happen. And by we, I don't mean me, I mean us, the OpenExO community. Yes, I am participating in that royal we, but it is going to be on us, folks, more than ever. Cesar, this is such an important question because more than ever, the responsibility for things happening that we all want to happen is going to be collective as opposed to directive. And I just can't stress that enough. There are things that we have to do, right? All of us here already are.
That's why it's so important. It's important that our marketplace is now available to the public because now we can attract people to come in and start to play.
That's a very good point. You know what? I did not get an update on that project this last Monday morning during the Tech Ops call. I will ping them and find out what's going on. I know that there was a blocker with an issue with one of the APIs, and then one of the dev team took some well-earned and long overdue PTO. So that could be why I didn't get an update. But I will ask about that. And we also needed the new website to get live as well, which is done. So I'll check on that. We took a lot of inspiration from the Rutanio team, by the way, in terms of the way that we are punching through the public marketplace. I've seen the demos. I mean, I saw it, it works, it's all there. So there must just be something small that's blocking them from getting it pushed live. I don't know what that is, I'll find out. I hope I answered your question, Cesar. It's not an easy answer question kind of thing, but you know, I just can't stress enough that how successful this will be is up to the OpenExO community and the holders of EXOs. It really is. It's not something any one group can push or should push even, right? It's meant to be democratized in its rollout.
Yeah, no, I think it was a great answer, and we just need to have that incorporated in the plan that I guess is there, but we need, as you say, that cadence of information, attracting people from outside our community and getting people more commitment. I think you explained it very well, but I think it's important to understand that the technology is almost there. It's only on testing, and we will have the latest of the latest, or even with the latest upgrade that is coming on August 4. So now it's about marketing, communications, news, connecting with people in the DeFi ecosystem, getting people to know about our community. And we will need those first guys, that pioneers, as you call them, to start doing it, and eventually it will be bigger and bigger. I think you describe well, but it's important for everybody to understand that. So thanks for that.
Yeah, and you know, I even imagine, I'll spend 1 second on this. I imagine that we've got the core, right? And we've got a core treasury. The treasury can participate if it wanted to, and take advantage of growing liquidity over time to get other forms of currency that it can use to go out and hire PR, right? And to do things like that. We want the system to become effectively self-managing, right? That's the idea. Obviously, it's had a lot of support over the years from a number of people and places to get to this point. So this is the moment. I mean, this is it. This is like our little babies leaving the house, right, and going off to college. So, you know, this is what we've been working for all this time, and we're doing it at a pretty good clip. And thanks again to the Fluid Chains team. They've tackled something quite challenging, connecting our public permissionless standalone blockchain EXOS and EXOS to the world of Ethereum. And by the way, we can connect to any blockchain. One of the fun things about having your own blockchain is you can connect to any other blockchain, you know, and you still get to control your ultimate fate at the base layers. So I like that about it, but you know, it's not been an easy road either. So anyways, we're a little over now, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and I'll say thank you to everyone. And Nikki, that was great bringing in the community questions. If we can do that every week, that would be fantastic. Whoever hears stuff from the community, maybe Discord question of the day, we could bring that through.
There you
if
go.
It's something that is useful for more than one person, whatever works, you know, I'm open to that. And I am going to ask in the future for some co-facilitation of this meeting. I personally have been facilitating this meeting for over almost 4 years, and maybe I'd like a break every now and then too. I'm not going anywhere, but it wouldn't be a bad idea if every now and then, if I oversleep by 5 minutes on a Tuesday, it's not the end of the world. So, you know, it's been a while. But anyway, thank you all so much.